It's Michelle over at Hesketh Emporium, and today I want to show you a really cool decorating trick. This is fabulous if you want to put stuff on your walls or your windows temporarily. If you live in a rented accommodation, this is absolutely brilliant because you can put things on the walls, windows, wherever you want, and you can simply peel it off and wash the wall down afterwards. And what it is my basic starch recipe, which I've cooked up in this pot over here. I will put the recipe online as well, but it is 4 tablespoons of cornstarch, or Maizena, as we have it called in South Africa. I think that's the brand name. And you put in a couple of cups of water and you mix it up. One thing I add into mine, which if you don't have, don't worry about it, is borax. Now I use that for my washing as well. So I always have borax in the house. But if you don't have it, the reason I put it in is because it actually keeps mold away and things like that. So in the case of what I'm doing, which is adding lace to my windows, it's there for a longer time, and it helps prevent mold. Although, to be fair, we never had any mold on any of our windows in all the time they were up, except on one window where it leaked in and water got onto the white cloth and got a little bit marked, and otherwise you're not going to have that problem. So if you don't have borax, just leave it out the recipe. Once you've actually cooked it up for 15 minutes on a gentle simmer, you add water until you get a sprayable or thin cream consistency. So here's the joy of cornstarch. What we're going to do with this is put it into a container. You can do this any way you like. You can spray it on, or you can dip it straight into the pot and then squeeze it out. Or you can just pour some into your bowl or your pan, and you place your fabric. If you've got a picture, it needs to be watertight. Obviously, you don't do this if you've printed a picture on your laser printer or your inkjet printer especially, because that's going to just come out. So I'm soaking my net or tulle, whatever it is you're using. Cotton, fabric of any sort will work. Now, it doesn't look that clear yet, but it does dry clear. The same with most glues, don't they? So once I've got my fabric, in this case, nicely sticky, you can squeeze a little bit out if you like, but it needs to be fairly wet. We're going to come over to the window and we are going to stick it to the window. Now, in the beginning, it's surface tension that actually sticks it on. But once it's dried, it is actually the glue on the smooth surface that does the trick. The smooth walls are obviously better, but it will work on slightly bobbly walls as well. Now, the reason we do this on our sash windows is for privacy at the front. So Mark, if you swing to the front there, you can see we put those on the front windows of the house because we're very close to the street and we have a lot of curious people wanting to look into this listed building. And so it just gives us a bit of privacy without blocking the light. So we decided to put that onto these side windows as well. And there, I'm just patting it down. Make sure your edges are glued on. And then I give it a gentle pat in the middle to make sure all the air bubbles are out. So once the air bubbles are out, you are done. It is now stuck on, and all you've got to do now is leave it to dry. And because we have central heating on at the moment, and the radiators happen to be under the windows, that's going to dry really quickly. But that is the process you go through for anything. So later today, if I get a chance, I'm going to stick a piece of Liberty Tanner lawn onto one of my walls in the assembly room. And the reason for that is that I'm considering putting fabric onto the walls, but I don't want to glue it down. I don't want to go with the frames to put it on and all of that. So I'm going to give it a test and leave it up for a few months and see how well it lasts in a centrally heated room. in an old house where we do get quite a bit of water and damp, things like that. So there you go. If you want to decorate for Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever it is you want, and you want a temporary solution, then this is the way to go. So I'll post the recipe for you, but once it's done, you literally just peel off the corner and it'll leave a bit of residue from the starch in the cornstarch on the window, which washes off with water. So there you go. Lovely decorating tip for today. Go get mucky, guys.